Minister, food banks are an essential lifeline for many families, and their use has soared in recent months as the price of food skyrockets. While we have the lowest food price inflation in Western Europe, well below the EU average, it is still running at about 19%. As a result, we have seen many families using food banks for the first time. But we also hear stories of constituents too embarrassed to visit a food bank, opting to go without instead. Minister, do you agree that we need to end the stigma and that comments from Labour Councillors in Towing are unhelpful when they talk about shaming people who use food banks in a way that those councillors deem inappropriate? Thank you.
Well, Altaf, you've made it clear, and you're absolutely right in your statement in terms of the cost of living crisis having a huge and detrimental impact on the lives of our citizens. Food inflation running at 19%, and people now who are in work forced to turn to food banks because it is the only emergency food and support that they can receive. But I think also what's very important is there are, as well as the Trussell Trust, volunteers running food banks across Wales, there are a number of other initiatives that are developing. The food pantries. I would like to, and in your part of the world, and I visited with Luke Fletcher and Hugh Rankin-Davies, congratulate the Baobab Trust, which is now spreading across South Wales, where people become members on a small fee, and then they can come and they can get a large quantity of food every week, but paid towards it, and then also get information and advice. There's lots of different ways in which people are accessing food. I spoke to someone in my local Baobab initiative who was she and her husband were working. They had 4 children, and they had to come to this position, and they were pleased that they were coming to the Baobab Fund, where they could actually meet people, get advice, and access food. But also the Big Box Boyd in our schools is tremendous. But the point is that we should be tackling the causes of this. And I go back to the fact the causes are that people are struggling right now. And I know Chloe won't want me to do this, but please can I ask Altaf Hussain, well, he will join, and his members, with us, with a call to the UK government. I'm just going to do one thing that we should be united in. We must increase local housing allowances. It's raised every time we have questions on social justice, on housing. If we don't increase local housing allowances, as well as abolishing the benefit cap and the 2-child limit and updating rating universal credit, we will continue to have people put into the position where, because of their circumstances, working and not working, very vulnerable, are turning to food banks. But we please let us all thank those volunteers as we move into Volunteer Week on the 1st of June for all that they're doing in our food banks in Wales.